Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. Earlier today, Musalia Mudavadi and William Ruto started off their joint campaign tours and rallies. And their first stop today was in Baringo County, Eldama Ravine. And there are some remarks Musalia Mudavadi made today that keen political observers will tell you that Musalia Mudavadi made a grave political blunder. He has just actually, finally, buried himself politically. So in this video, I want you to listen to Musalia Mudavadi, after which I'm going to explain to you why I strongly believe that's a grave and a very big political blunder by Musalia Mudavadi. Listen into this. Yes, that's Musalia Mudavadi for you. What does that mean, and why do I believe that Musalia has made a big political blunder? That's our analysis and discussion right now. So if in case you've just bumped here for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. Thank you, God bless you, God bless Kenya. Listening to Musalia Mudavadi, I can't just believe my eyes and my ears. Was that Musalia Mudavadi talking? Was it sober? There are three blunders here I'm seeing. Musalia has just made three political blunders here. And I'm going to explain them in details. The first political blunder, Musalia Mudavadi himself, on his own volition, has admitted he is not a pure lawyer, but a half-caste. His mother is Rosbella Chirono. His uncles are Albert and Douglas Chemitei. That's the first political blunder Mudavadi has made, and I'm going to explain that. The second political blunder, before even Musalia Mudavadi could have embarked on joint rallies with William Ruto, he ought to have gone back to Western, to the Mulembe nation, to actually cool them down. Because in the first place, Musalia Mudavadi never prepared them well psychologically to the fact that actually he was going to work with William Ruto. And I'm going to explain that in details. And then finally, or rather, the third political blunder, from those remarks, or rather listening to Musalia Mudavadi, he seems to be very desperate to please the Kalenjin community at the expense of the Luhya nation. And that also comes out clearly from his speech today. So let's start with the first blunder. Yes, Musalia admitting he's actually not a pure lawyer. You know, ladies and gentlemen, for some times now, for years now, Musalia Mudavadi has been making some open political blunders that have been leaving Kenyans wondering whether he was actually listening to the ground. In 2002, he made a blunder, 2012, and now in 2022. And Kenyans were actually asking, was Musalia listening to the ground in Western, or which ground was Musalia listening to? So it seems to appear here that Musalia Mudavadi has actually been listening to the ground in Rift Valley, the Kalenjin Rift Valley ground, the ground where his mother comes from. And ladies and gentlemen, by Musalia admitting that he's actually not a pure lawyer, he is not a true lawyer, Kenyans, or rather the Mulembe nation, the Luhya nation, can now just understand that actually Musalia is not even one of them. Musalia is not talking their language. And that's why Musalia Mudavadi has chosen to go contrary to the wishes of a majority of the people in the Mulembe nation. And that, in my considered opinion, is going to give Musalia's competitors and opponents in Western, those who deem themselves true lawyers, to now put Musalia Mudavadi squarely where he belongs politically. The Luhya nation, in my considered opinion, might now be tempted to look for maybe one of their own to speak on their behalf. And in this case, most definitely, they will try and identify somebody in the Azimio team, because that's where a majority of them are currently angling in. A majority of lawyers are currently in the Azimio team. So they are just going to identify a leader in that team, a leader who understands what they want, a leader who understands their language. In this case, ladies and gentlemen, Musalia has just exposed himself for political attacks. And I know he has just exposed that he cares more about the Kalenjin nation and not the Luhya nation. The second point, we all know, ladies and gentlemen, that upon Musalia Mudavadi joining William Ruto, he never went back to his people to explain to them why actually joined William Ruto. And now we are seeing him in Rift Valley, telling the Kalenjin nation that is actually a Kalenjin, yeni moja wao. And already we know that Musalia joining William Ruto, a good majority of the Mulembe nation never took it lightly. Musalia, in fact, that it never went, it went contrary to the views of a majority of the Luhya nation. So in my considered opinion, even before Musalia Mudavadi could have embarked on joint rallies or other tours, he ought to have gone very fast to his people, the Mulembe nation, to explain to them, to prepare them psychologically to a possibility of even working with William Ruto or even starting joint tours or campaigns with William Ruto. But we have seen Musalia has gone very fast on joint campaign tours, joint rallies, even before he explained to the Mulembe nation why he joined William Ruto in the first place. And that's just a way, or rather that has the potential of actually making the Mulembe nation rebel further against Musalia Mudavadi. And I know that's a big political blunder Musalia has just made today. And then the third point, Musalia seems to be more sympathetic to the Kalenjin nation as opposed to the Mulembe nation. Upon Musalia Mudavadi joining hands with Ruto, it's a given fact that the Kalenjin nation celebrated that. There was joy in the Kalenjin nation. William Ruto supporters celebrated that. On the other side, in the Mulembe nation were confused. They could not just understand. A majority felt that was a big political blunder Musalia has actually made. And they felt Musalia was not speaking their language. He was going contrary to their wishes. And then here Musalia comes out to state that mimi ni moja wenu. In one way or the other, he's just still trying to please the Kalenjin, the same way he pleased them actually when he joined hands with William Ruto. So he continues pleasing the Kalenjin nation as the Mulembe nation suffers. So that again, ladies and gentlemen, has the potential of actually making the Mulembe people to hate Musalia Mudavadi more, and actually to see Musalia Mudavadi as not one of their own. And the question now begs, or rather not really a question, but Kenyans are now asking, we are seeing Musalia, not a pure lawyer, angling towards William Ruto. Sakaja is also rumored to be a Kalenjin as about. And then Malala also is also being rumored to be Omondi. These are not pure lawyers. And they are actually the people who are very loud in actually championing Musalia working together with William Ruto. So it seems to appear that these are not people who are actually serving the Mulembe nation interest. They are serving other foreign interests, but not necessarily the Mulembe nation. And in where I sit, ladies and gentlemen, that is a big blow for Musalia Mudavadi. And it's also a big blow because it's also the people surrounding him. His staunch foot soldiers are also people whose true identity and their true belonging is also questionable. So in my considered opinion, this only means that Musalia Mudavadi today has dug his political grave, and maybe he has just dug it permanently. Unless he changes his strategy, he comes with a clever way that actually can undo what he has done today in the Rift Valley. From where I see it, if he continues on that trajectory, then Musalia Mudavadi is most likely going to be very irrelevant in the Mulembe politics sooner than actually Kenyans actually thought. Otherwise, God bless you, God bless Kenya. And to those who have just bumped here for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. Thank you, God bless you, God bless Kenya.